What I'm here to speak with you about today is all of the program areas that NSHRF offers. My focus is on our competitive programs. The competitive programs have immediate deadlines, so that's going to be my focus in the first part of the conversation. I'll move on to our other programs as time allows. I'd like you to ask questions when you have them. And in front of you, you should have copies of the slides. I did move one slide a little bit around lately, so if things look a little off, it should come about halfway, you'll notice, but it's essentially correct. You also have a program overview document, which is a black and white table that looks like this. The one you have has one page with an error, but the correct one is on our website. We did a little cut and paste error with an objective. It's all cleared up on the website now. And finally, you have in front of you a handout that looks at a few pieces of information around the common CV for NSHRF. That's a preliminary document. It's being updated actually as we speak and should soon appear on our website, as will some FAQs for people who are starting now to fill out the common CV for NSHRF. So we'll have the frequently asked questions up in the next week or so, and this should be up in the next couple of days, I understand. All right, so I'll move on to the first component here, which is looking a little bit at, as I slowly get this to work, some background information about NSHRF. Some of you I know are quite familiar with us, others were new. So we became operational in 2000. This is going to be our 9th competitive funding cycle. Our mission in essence is to support the health of Nova Scotians through promoting quality, excellence, and the use of research. We have a funding level at $4.9 million currently. It's been at around that level for the last several years. We have our funds through a grant from the Provincial Department of Health. We're a line item in their budget, but we're an arm's length agency with a separate board. We operate independently. We've been sharing with folks this statement of principle, which is our approach to looking at the health research community. So what we consider to be the health research community is not only folks like yourself who are researchers, but folks who are research users, people who are developing programming and policy and delivering health services that's informed by research evidence. We look at health through the Ottawa Charter definition of health. It's a very broad one. A lot of the activities that we undertake in the determinants of health in social science would fit within this definition. Other key definitions that we use are our research definitions. These are primarily of use to us, well, their use is twofold. We have received these definitions through our legislation and our regulations. That in part means that our funding has to be distributed 30% to medical research and 30% to health policy services and outcomes. Within medical includes the basic sciences, so a lot of the bench science would come in there. A lot of the social sciences come in here. So you're asked to indicate which area you fall into on our application forms. The most significant distinction administratively for us is we have 2 peer review committees. One committee looks at the basic sciences and medical research. One looks at health policy, health services, and health outcomes. So it's more important to get yourself fitted in correctly between these 3 and this one than it is between areas here. Sometimes people find it difficult to find themselves within these definitions, but the key difference is those 2 areas. As you can see, we've had our funding at about the same level over the last number of years, but our applications have increased. Logically enough then, our success rates have gone down. Overall, last year we were at 24%. Within program areas, projects is health research projects and collaborative health research projects. We had a 16% success rate. Students overall, 22%. And capacity, which is the program that I managed, 41%. And this refers only to the competitive programs. We have other non-competitive programs that aren't considered here. So the health research projects that I mentioned, there's 2 main types. the Health Research Project grants, and the collaborative grants. The registration deadline is March 3rd this year, and application deadline is April 1st. If you don't register, you can't apply. With Health Research Projects, we're looking to support researchers new to health research. What do we mean by that? We're looking at people who are new PhD graduates, so within the last 5 years, within 5 years of their first academic appointment at a Nova Scotian institution. Also, if they're new to Nova Scotia, and if they're new to health research. If one had focused on computer science related research areas early in their career, and then determined that you wanted to make a shift and focus on the use of some computer technology within health, then you would be eligible under this career transition. If you are interested in the career transition piece, you really need to speak to the program manager. That's Jennifer McNutt, and she'll walk you through the process of applying for sort of eligibility under that criteria. Jennifer's contact information is on our website on the contacts page. Like the health research projects, the collaborative projects are funded at the same level, $50,000 per year for up to 3 years. The eligibility is a little different here. These grants are open to researchers at any stage of their health research career. So you can be a junior researcher or a senior scientist. You're able to apply here. The other key eligibility point for these is that you have to be working in a collaborative team with a community representative. What do we mean by community? In essence, we define community by 3 criteria: geography, communities of need, and communities of interest. The full definition is in our competition requirements document, which is available on our website. But basically, if we're looking at a community by geography, that's Chesapeake. Community of need is parents of children with Alzheimer's, with autism. Well, that would be interesting. With autism. And then community of interest, think of it as an organization working on behalf of a group, so the Parkinson's Society, the Department of Health's Continuing Care Branch, one of the community health boards might fit in under that area. I'm just going to check my notes and make sure I'm getting everything here. The other piece I did want to mention is questions around eligibility for these 2 types of grants. Do refer first to the competition requirements document, which is on the website. It has a lot more detail of those eligibility points, and I'm certainly happy to try and address questions that you might have. Registration for these grants, fairly basic. So we need some administrative contact information. We need to have an idea of your team members, your project title, a short abstract, and very important for us is a list of external reviewers. At NSHRF, we have 2 internal reviewers look at each application, first reviewer and second reviewer, and we strive to have at least 2 external reviewers. Anybody who applies to our programs, these 2 programs will receive the feedback from those external reviewers as well as the internal reviewers that we have. We pride ourselves in providing quality feedback to everyone who applies. The external reviewers are important for your purposes because we want you to identify content experts. Who are the people anywhere in the world, we don't care, Canada, international, Nova Scotia, wherever, that know the most about your particular area of research. Our peer reviewers are experts in their field, but they may not be experts in your field. They would be in a related area. We try to have people that are well suited to your area of research, but they can't be experts in everything. So the role of the external reviewer is to really look at what your particular area is and make sure that the science is sound. The application deadline, as I mentioned, is April 1st. And in your full application, this information is fairly standard. You have to have your summary of your research, plain language, an abstract, a discussion of the relevance of your research to Nova Scotia. Your proposal, by ethics, we mean that you have to indicate what type of ethics approvals your particular project would require. biohazard, animal, or human, or all three.